Hey everybody, welcome back to Jessica Lynn Original Studios. Today's video is one that I have been excited to bring to you for quite a while. Today we're diving into the ultimate resort experience right here in the Wisconsin Dells at the one and only Kalahari Resort. From luxury rooms to delicious dining to one of the largest indoor water parks in the country. And yes, I do have a sneak peek at the brand new expansion coming very soon. This is going to be pretty darn cool. I can't wait to share it with you. So get ready because we're going on a full tour. We're going to take a look at the hotel, the water parks. We're going to go and have some food, go have some fun, and pretty much everything in between. So if you've ever wondered about the Kalahari Resort, is it worth the trip? You know, which hotel should I stay at the Wisconsin Dells? This tour is going to be very similar to what I've done in the past for the Wilderness and other locations at the Dells. So sit back, get ready to take notes, and start planning your next fun family adventure to the Wisconsin Dells. Alright, so let's get this tour started. So a little bit about the Kalahari Resorts and Convention Center in the Wisconsin Dells. It officially opened its doors on May 4th of 2000. It has now grown into one of the big hotels in the Dells. It's a big premier family resort, and it draws people from all over the U.S. So some of the things they have there include water parks. There's a full entertainment, so we're going to drive by it right now, a full family entertainment center, like an arcade. There's all kinds of fun games at a place called Foolery. They're also associated, in case you didn't see at the beginning, to an AMC movie theater. So that is actually connected in the same walkway. They have a full service spa. They have a couple of very unique dining experiences. Not to mention they have a huge meeting and convention facilities. While I'm giving you the overview, a couple other quick things to remember. There is no charge to park there, so it's free parking and there's plenty of space. Just know, obviously, on the really busy days, you might have to walk a little bit more. A lot of people have asked, is there valet parking? And no, there is not. So unfortunately, you'll have to park the car. Now, with your stay, you get a bunch of other things too. So the hotel itself offers crafts, games, family-friendly events, and they schedule a ton of things every day. So definitely take a look at their website. During the summer, they offer a different collection than they might during the fall and winter season. But nevertheless, they have huge amounts of scheduled things to the point where if you're like, oh, we went to the water, oh shoot, we missed this one. At least that was our experience. But there is a ton, literally from, there's yoga in the morning all the way to character interactions. There's a dance party. So my personal feeling on the Kalahari is if you were to take the Great Wolf Lodge and the Wilderness and combine it, it would kind of be Kalahari. So this one I feel has a lot for all age groups. And you'll see that as we go through the full tour. The other thing they do include as well is other tickets to other things around the Wisconsin Dells. So they had a zoo at one point. They had Robot World, which is a full-on science center, which I remember it from when I was a kid, and it hadn't changed much. So it was kind of fun to go, and I am working on a video on that as well. So just know that those things might change or adjust. So always double check on the website what things are included, because there are a couple of quietly mentioned things that are included that we were really surprised about, which was great because we went swimming in the morning, went and did an activity at the zoo, or we went to Robot World, and then we came back and swam for the rest of the evening, and it sort of gave the kids that break in the day that they needed. My kids are a little older now, so they don't necessarily have to go back and take a nap, although I will tell you that is a very welcomed thing on a vacation. Don't be afraid to do that. Right now what we're doing is I'm just taking you on a kind of drive-by so you can see just how big the resort really is. When you're booking, my suggestion would be to definitely take a look at the map. Over that covered bridge, there is a whole series of rooms over there. It's not that far, but it is a little bit of a walk. So this is the entrance as we first enter the Kalahari. And it's a very beautiful entrance. Lots of natural sun came in. Lots of really ornate, like this one, this really pretty elephant. They do have self check-in. Just know there is a regular check-in desk if you had other things that were needed or if you needed to make an adjustment. But the ticketing kiosks were super fast, super easy. You have the option to add on your bracelet whether you can charge or not. I did not let my kids have charging accessibility, but we did. The room we had was actually up to that way corner there when you looked up in the lobby. It was really cool to be that close, right in the lobby. So we were right in the middle of everything. Big, beautiful murals, and the colors were very vibrant. So you can tell either they had just been recently repainted or they've been maintaining the original art because it was really very vivid and pretty. Now, as we continue forward, you can see there is a coffee shop that we're going to go take a look at in a minute. Down that hallway just below this piece of art is the way that you would go to Foolery's as well as to the Brew Pub, which is a restaurant, as well as the AMC movie theater. Now, when you first walk in, over to the left, that's where those ticketing kiosks were. There are tables around this really pretty little fountain. So my daughter and I just sat and sort of enjoyed a quiet moment. You can see where those giraffes are. Those are elevators that will take you up to the rooms in the main building. So there were other locations. So like I said, get a map and take a look at where you're going to be staying, because that could drastically change how far you have to walk, which is not a big deal. Again, it's an easy, quick walk. But if you have mobility issues or anything like that, you may want to look at seeing if you can be closer to kind of where the water parks and all of the action are. Now I'm just going to show you a quick view of our room. We were in a king suite with a jacuzzi tub, but they have all different types of rooms that can accommodate multiple families. They even have one huge multi-room villa that they can host up to 44 people. So if you are looking for something specific or you're traveling with a certain number of people, I would highly encourage you to just give them a quick call and verify which ones would work for your party size, especially if it's a larger party. Accommodations, this actually had a pull-out couch as well as a king size bed. So very nice. All right, the next place I want to show you, this is going to be their, let's just call it quick service. Java Manjaro is the next place. So you can see there is Starbucks coffee. You can go there. They definitely check the website for the hours of that. They do open up much earlier than many of the other restaurants. What I do like is they've got a lot of fresh pastries. And then off on the left-hand side, you can see there is a full grab and go. So in here, I mean, obviously there's full pastries, full drinks. I'll just zoom in so you can take a look here real quick. All types of different coffees. Obviously the prices could have adjusted. This was from late summer, end of August 2025. But again, you can see there's lots of grab and goes, so quick cereals, quick groceries. Just know though, just like staying at the Wilderness, a lot of these rooms do offer kitchenettes. So you are not bound by this. I mean, it's really convenient if you need it. But just know there is a Walmart nearby. There is a local Wisconsin Dells grocery store. There's a Target nearby. So don't feel like you have to purchase this. You might be able to do like a quick grocery run that you get to your room. Like that's what we did. We bought a bunch of snacks, a whole bunch of drinks and beverages, and then we were good to go as far as that was. Now there are a lot of quick things. So there's hot dogs, there's fresh coffee, there's soup, and the soup looked amazing. So I'll say it was really nice to have this stuff extremely convenient. So if there was a moment where, we just needed one quick cereal or something, it was easy to come down and get that. As we continue to turn, there are other meals and other things you can get for some of the suites that might have, fridge, stove, etc. Plenty of chips, as well as snacks for the kids. And then you just check out right up in front. Very easy to do. Now, one of the things I do want to share with you is that they do offer mugs and tumblers. So this would be a great way, like if you're going to get multiple refills, you can get this and get a discount. So just a quick tip there. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is that always check their website because they offer a lot of specials on their mailing list and on their website. So for example, right now, if you log on, they're offering 25% off. But I've seen different specials. So it is definitely worth it. Before you just book, make sure you double check if there are any discounts. So now we're going to go ahead and keep kind of following around that water fountain, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at their main store. There is a lot of merchandise themed to the Kalahari, and some of the sweatshirts were beautiful. I love a good logo shirt. Love that from the Wilderness Lodge at Disney World. Love that from the Wilderness Resort at the Dells. Love that at pretty much every hotel I go to. I just like a simple, beautiful logo. Don't like streamlined modern. I like it to have a theme and a feel and a history. And what I love is that the Kalahari has really stuck to that. So you can see there is their elephant, and on the back, nothing a whole lot on these, but there are some where they're fully, like there's a lot of embroidery and a lot of like the college theme shirts, a lot of stuffed animals for the kids. So this is a great place to go. We try to do a magnet at every hotel we stay at, just so it's kind of fun. We do that for all the musicals we go see as well. This was really cool. Look, it was like reverse embossed. So I don't know what that's called, but it was very cool. But we try to get a magnet at every hotel. We also try and get some sort of resort wear because it's just fun to wear, you know, and remember those memories. A lot of times they offer discounts. Watch for it. They're usually one season ahead. So they were already starting to pull out the fall hoodies and sweatshirts. So here's those magnets. We ended up getting the one with the Kalahari with the elephant on there with that orange up on the top there. It looks like stone. It was very cool. So don't forget to, you know, get something to help you remember. I mean, obviously, I'm very lucky with all these videos because I can watch back, and hopefully I'm inspiring you to start thinking about the kind of fun that you can go and have with your family, or if you know where you're going to avoid going with your kids so you don't have to spend the money there. Example, gift shop. As we leave the gift shop, you can go ahead and see that there is a little booth over here where they will braid your hair, put charms in it. Super fun. A lot of the kids were getting that done over the summer. The next place we see on the left here is called The Last Bite. It has been revamped. It is now the Last Bite and ice cream shop. So they have all types of caramel apples, small fudge, ice cream. It's a great way to get your sugar fix after you've been in the pools for quite a bit of time. You can visit them right here in the main lobby, or you can actually have them delivered to your room at check-in. So that could be a really fun surprise for your kids when you get up to the room. Now we're going to look at this restaurant in just a minute, but you can again see that there's lots of just random seating and a lot of African-inspired decor. The next place we're going to take a look is their Build-A-Bear. And inside of the Kalahari's Build-A-Bear, obviously there are things that the kids can do that are free. So there's a coloring station for them. Obviously this is meant for the littles. My bigger girls love to color too. So there is a bigger table they could sit at. And they do offer a coloring contest every single day. So be sure to bring your kid down and have them color to see if they win. There's also a really fun, they hide a character somewhere around the hotel every day. If you can find him, you actually get a small prize as well. Now, one of the things that I do love about like when the Wilderness or the Kalahari or the Great Wolf do Build-A-Bear inside of their location, a lot of times they offer limited edition outfits for those characters based on the location you're at. Kalahari is no different. Obviously, they've got a lot of different water park outfits, but there's also some specific merch for your character to wear showing that they went to the Kalahari as well. So that was super fun to see. And my kids, they're getting older, like I've said, but they do still love their Build-A-Bears, and we try to get them a new outfit so that they have that in part of their little collection that someday they'll hopefully be able to pass on to their kids. Now with the Build-A-Bear station, it is a full Build-A-Bear, so if you want to do the whole build them, give them love, give the little heart, all of that good stuff, they will do that as well. So just know that that is an option that is out there and available. All right, so I promised you we go take a look at Sorrento's kitchen. It's an Italian kitchen, so they've got tons of different food. They offer a breakfast option as well. So just know that if you are looking to get a reservation, if you go on the Kalahari's website, you can actually book through Open Table and actually get a reservation for your family for this restaurant. So I would encourage that. In the morning and lunch, it wasn't so bad, but once you hit dinner time, it was packed. So definitely go and make your reservation for that. Typically, they're open 7 a.m. till 11 o'clock, but again, like always, be sure to check their website just to verify that those times are correct. Another really great point to this Italian restaurant is there is a large bar. They have big TV screens, and I'm going to take a walk in just a minute to show you, so that you could watch a game if it was on. This could be a really great place for a date. I talk about that a lot, that you could maybe, go and see a movie at the AMC, go and play some games at Foolery. You could go to this location for dinner. Really great kind of like if mom and dad want to go on a date night, this could be really fun. Or if you're just on a regular date too. So we're going to go ahead and continue through the lobby. And I'm going to take you off to the side where you can see Tomfooleries. Again, this whole lobby is all interconnected. There are elevators that will take you up to the rooms. There's also stairs over there that will take you upstairs to the rooms that are on the second, third, and fourth floor. Now, if you remember when we first came in, there was that large mural to the right-hand side or left-hand side if you're facing the fountain. You can go down that hallway. There's a bunch of rooms. And then at the end, there's a place called the Brew Pub, which is a full bar restaurant. And then just beyond that is what they call Tomfooleries. It is a true adventure park. You can add it on to your resort if you'd like. So if you get your room, you can add it on. Otherwise, you don't even have to stay at the Kalahari to go there. If you want to know more about Tomfoolery, I just did a full video, so I will link that down below so you can take a look at it. It is a really fun mixture of a mini theme park, a full arcade, a bar, there's bowling, there's mini bowling, there's axe throwing. There are obviously rides. There's also a human crane game where your whole body can be lifted like you are the crane. So that's fun. You're the claw. You can also do rock walls and so much more. So again, this is actually attached inside of the Kalahari. You just got to go down the hallway to get there. But what a great extra piece that's added into your potential resort. All right, so what everybody has been waiting to see, Jessica, we love all this stuff. We want to see the water park. Where are we going to spend most of our time? Now, this is going to be a tour of both the indoor water park first and then the outdoor water park. So just a reminder, you can start using the water park the same day. Even though check-in's not till 4 p.m., you could start using the water park as early as 10 a.m. If checkout is on the flip side at 11, you can still stay until the park closes. So you literally get all day, which I really like that idea. Now, I know we've been talking about it, so I want to go ahead and show you. This is going to be a huge expansion. So a 6-person ride raft, mat racers, a water slide, family hot tub, swimming pool, and so much more. This is going to be a wonderful expansion. And the other thing I like is that, look at the size of this TV. Like, how fun would that be if they were playing a Packer game and you could hang out at the pool? Amazing. The other thing I like is if you look at the top, it's going to get the clear glass. Now you might say, what's the big deal there? I really love going to the wilderness and being able to go in February lay in that wave pool area at the Wilderness and get a suntan. So it appears that this is going to be the same sort of glass that will be on the Wilderness. So hopefully in February you could go to the Kalahari and get a little bit of a tan if that's what you wanted to. Now, I just jumped to a video that I shot where you can actually see the construction update on it. This was as of middle of the summer, so I'm sure it's farther along now. They're slated for 2026, so I cannot wait to go back and experience this new area and be able to share it with you as well. It looks like it's going to be great. Like, I'm really excited. I am all for an expansion on this, especially some of the hotels that have a certain number of rooms. You know, I want to make sure that there's not so much crowding. You know, I like it when there's a little bit more room at a water park. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is the water park towel area. When you get to the hotel, you actually get a wristband. Remember I talked about how you could put a charging on that? I would highly encourage like the adults maybe get that, because it was easy just to walk up, get some beverages, get some snacks, and not have to worry about holding on to the credit card. Now, with the towels, the way it works, you walk up, you scan your band, and they'll hand you towels, and then you have to go and scan your towels back in, or they do charge for them. So just so that you know that. There are plenty of life vests around, so no worries there. When you first walk into the first building, you're going to see a large wave pool. There's a huge TV screen, lots of fun areas for the kids. And one of the things that I really liked was that the locker rooms were right there, right when you walked in, so you could go change. And then there were actual lockers. So what we did is the day that we left, we actually got a locker for our dry clothes, packed everything else up in the car. And then we were able to swim until we were done, or the end of the day if you chose. And then we could just get our dry clothes from the locker, put the wet clothes in the bag, and off we went for the day. The lockers themselves are $17 to $27, depending on what size. And again, that's as of today when we're filming this. It could change or adjust. Just know that, you know, you can always check on the website, or obviously when you get there, you can scan your bracelet from the Kalahari, and then it'll tell you, you know, do you want to start, and you can pick your size from there. Now, let's talk about this water park, because there are so many fun things to do. The first ride that you're going to see is the Flow Rider. Test your bodyboarding or surfing skills on a 5-foot wave simulator. You need to be 48 inches to 52 inches to surf. All guests must attend a Flow Rider orientation before riding this water ride, and you can go and sign up at the water park front desk. So that was where we first started. So it's really important that if you're thinking about trying this, go and get the orientation so that they know that you understand how this works, and then from there you'll be able to go and try this out. It was really fun to watch, and the best part was there was tons of seating, and you can see there was a pretty good line for this water ride, and it moved fairly quickly. But just know that if you're thinking about doing this one, this might be one of those that you might want to try, you know, right away, or definitely watch for the line to be just a little bit shorter so you don't have to wait as long. All right, so let's go ahead and continue our tour of the water park. As we move forward over here, you can see there is the Flow Rider sign. Again, tons of seating. I love that. The wave pool itself is over there on the left. And there is a couple of small areas for the kids where they can kind of feel a little bit of the waves, but also have their own kind of little area. There is a hot tub right there. And then one of the things that I thought was really cool is there is a lazy river that goes throughout the entire area. So you can kind of get on in one section and ride all the way over to another area. I really love that. I thought that was kind of fun. I've been to other Wisconsin Dells parks where they don't have that kind of a setup, but it was really nice. So it was easy to kind of get between sections that way. Over here, these pink and green and orange and purple, those are the Sahara Sidewinders. They are a nearly vertical plummet down a 250-foot plus journey that takes you through some gravity-defying 360-degree loops. That one you do have to be a little taller for. You have to be at least 54 inches for that particular ride. The yellow and red that you see off to the left here, those are what they call the elephant's trunk. They are twisting, and they kind of go through their tandem tube slide, and it sends you on a 270-foot long adventure. This one, because it's not quite as crazy as those other ones, this one is only a 48-inch tall requirement. There you go. You can see that really steep plummet on those. And it was fun because I don't think people realized quite how steep it was until they got on that ride. And then it would come straight down. And the thing that's really cool is that they built so many different water rides, and they're all sort of intermingled between each other. So you can see there's stairs to go up to other rides on the other side. You can see there's a hippo, there's some giraffes. So there's all kinds of theming throughout as well. This spot was fun. The kids loved it. So the lazy river actually splits. And when the elephant trunk comes out of that actual tube, you could continue straight on, catch a tube, and keep right on riding the lazy river. So I thought that was really fun. There's a place down in Texas that has that same kind of concept where there's a big lazy river around the outside, and then all the rides kind of dump into it. I cannot think of the name of it. So if you think of the name of it, if you can put that down below, that would be awesome. I cannot remember the name of it at all. I thought, you know what, let's go take a better look at these sidewinders. Here we go. We'll just go over here, and you can see that's how steep they were. And the crazy part was there was practically no line for them. You can see it here. They had specific hours, but even when they were open, the line for that was not very long. The other thing I really like is there are a ton of hidden cabanas. So if you're like, you know what, I love all this, but when the kids are there, I just need a quiet place to go and relax. They have all different style cabanas too. So not only just like, here's a chair with 4 chairs and a umbrella, they also have these little built-ins. Let me just see if there's a couple coming up that I can show you. So you can see, look at here, this is a birthday party somebody had, so they have it all roped off. They had little birthday hats, some tubes, and I thought, how fun is that? Like if you live in the area or you come up for the party, you could actually, enjoy that. All right, let's go ahead and look at one of these cabanas here. I just wanted to show you. And again, they have all different kinds. There's even a couple of them that have their own private pool. Not this one, but there are ones that do. So you can see in this one, look at how much space there is, that you could literally rent this out, have the whole family come in. So I think this, to me, would be as if you're going to have a really big family party. You could have everybody have like our own space to be able to hang out in. Or I think that would be really nice, like if you were not staying at the Kalahari, but you wanted to be able to have a place all day just to relax and enjoy, especially if you had a large family. That'd be a great place to do that. On their website, you can book the cabanas, so definitely look into that if it's something that interests you. They had a ton open the day we were there, but when I talked to the front desk, they said a lot of that gets booked up very quickly. We are looking at the back of Leopard's Lair. This is actually a multi-level water tree fort, and what's really funny is there's a totem pole looking thing that just like splashes everybody, and it's hilarious. It's a 0 entry. Over here, here's that hot tub. So it's kind of nice. It's hidden back there. It's for adults, very nice hot tub. This white ride with the yellow, that is Victoria Falls. So you can grab your whole crew, hop on a family raft ride. 42 inches by themselves or under 42 must be accompanied by an adult. And there is a weight requirement, so they will weigh you at the top. So when you get there, or if you have any questions about different weight limits or anything like that, there are some rides that do have that. So I'm going to give you that warning in advance. With that being said, though, when you first get there, remember that opening area where we looked at where it said, welcome to the water park? Go up to that desk and just verify with them which rides do have any, if any, weight limits or restrictions, just so that you don't have to worry about stressing when you get to any particular ride. Like we talked about at the beginning of this video, there are plenty of life vests for the kids. Definitely encourage them for water safety, just to keep the kids safe. You know, get them in the life vest. They have plenty of different sizes, all the way from littles all the way up into adult sizes too. So if you're an adult swimmer, maybe you have a teenager who can't swim very well, it might be, you know, a good option for them. So around this corner, it was really funny because I saw a lot of trees and a lot of things that blocked it. But there is this area over here called Tico's Watering Hole. It's a very detailed kids area with tons of hands-on slides, a tiny lazy river just for them. So what's cool about that little area is that you don't have to worry like if the teenagers or anybody else, you know, kind of jumping around or splashing the kids. It's a really kid-friendly space. As we come around this corner, a couple of things that are over in this back far wall. Now in the future, this is going to be Victoria Falls. That's another really fun ride. My kids loved that one. And the lines were not terrible. They were moving very quickly. And again, like I said, we were there on a Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday. And it was wonderful. You can see that there is also the Thirsty Turtle Bar. Now you are going to notice there are signs everywhere. 21 and older only. And this hot tub area, it does go outside too. So super fun. So you can get your drink, go through and go sit outside. We've done that multiple times, like at the Wilderness. They have an outdoor hot tub as well. They also have a sit-up bar for the adults, 21 and older, at the Wilderness, so you can go inside, outside. We've done that before and hung out, and we've done that like in the fall or the winter when it's crisp air. It's wonderful. Again, they have tons of different drinks. I'm going to go ahead and turn around from so the turtle bar is behind me. So you can see there is a full pool with like basketball. The kids can play that. Again, this is one of the things I fell in love with at the Kalahari. Tons and tons of seating. This is a Saturday afternoon, and it was total. Now, don't get me wrong. It's because it was during the summer hours, so everyone was outside. But you can see all of the available seating. And hopefully this makes sense. I'm literally just making a full lap around this area. Where we are back here by the turtle bar, that's going to be the next area. That expansion is going to be straight out those doors by where that was. So there is going to be, so you'll walk through all of this and then get to that second water park. I don't know if you're going to have to do a separate entrance or if you'll just enter through this one and get over there. Now, I am going to randomly show you some cabanas as we go through because there are a ton of different styles. This one was like a thatch hut looking thing. It was right over by the tiki bar, so that's kind of fun, like if you were there with like adults. Super fun because you could be right by the bar, but yet still close enough to a ton of water rides. As we come around this backside, again, this is going to be that area we were looking at before. And that area is called the Leopard's Lair. So this is the area, this green slide you can see. Obviously there's some smoothies and snacks. That green slide, yellow one there, there's pink. It's like a little tiki hut, little swings on it. All of that right there is called the Leopard's Lair. And in there are a ton of slides. It has a lot of spraying moments too, so the kids can get really wet. And they can spray each other, which my kids absolutely loved. I think if you have any size kids, little all the way up to teenagers, I think that that'll be a lot of fun for them. Again, here we're on that backside, and here comes that lazy river right through the area. And you can see that blue ride right up there on top. That's the Master Blaster. You can see all the seating. You can see that whole kids area. And there is just tons of things for them to do. So it was really fun. I think, you know, they enjoyed it a lot. I could see a lot of kids that were super happy. There's that lazy river. And along this backside, you can see the rippling rhino. This one is perfect for groups of 2 or 3, which we were so excited because I wanted to do some filming so I could share this with you. And my husband took the kids. And so there's not a lot of rides that are 3 unless they're the big tube rides. So this one, it was just a giant slide, tons of turns and drops before coming into the catch pool at the bottom. 42 and up to go alone. 42 and under must be accompanied by an adult. So while we're waiting here, you can also see there was the Twister. Do you see that pink and gray ride? So basically you go through the tube, and as you come in, you funnel around up to 40 miles an hour, and then you just sort of fall out the... Oh, there they were. You free fall into a pool underneath. And that one you do have to be at least 48 inches tall to ride that. It was funny though, because every single person that came out of the Twister, they were laughing. And so I can only imagine, going through this ride at 40 miles an hour, and then you just sort of swoosh, 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 drop. And so it was fun to watch. It was fun to see so many people just laughing and having a good time. So again, this is a great place for your family. I think that it gives you the opportunity to kind of try a whole bunch of different types of slides. So I liked that a lot too. Around the back side of the water slides. Now we're almost back up to where the lockers and the towel check-in was. This is called the Cracked Coconut. It is a tropical cocktail bar located inside the water park. They have quite a few things, and they are connected to Cafe Mirage. And Cafe Mirage, we're going to go in there in just a minute. That's where you can get more food items like burgers and fries and such. But there were a ton of drinks, tons of different slushies, margaritas, the whole bit ready on those back machines. I hadn't seen a Captain Morgan pirate statue in forever, and they had one over there. So that was kind of fun, old school. So again, here is that wave pool. Now, I will tell you, it is not very big. It is quite small. So if you're used to a much larger wave pool, it is not that. Just a warning. But it's still a wave pool. And I think it's a good family-friendly size. And you can see they play music videos. They got a little Taylor Swift. Kind of funny, I'm recording this video today on the day that she got engaged. So that's kind of a fun moment there. All right, so on our way out, see, there's that Captain Morgan. I laughed so hard. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with pirates, and so I had gone out to like Las Vegas with my family, and we went to Treasure Island, TI, and I was like, I want to see pirates, and there were no pirates there. So every time I see Captain Morgan, that's what I think of. This is Cafe Mirage. So Cafe Mirage is set up for all family members. So there's obviously all the drinks you can get. They have lots of freshly made specialty pizzas, sandwiches, burgers, and more. They do wings, pretzels, mozzarella sticks, chips and salsa, guacamole, etc. Now what's cool about this restaurant is that it opens from two different sides. So if you're in the water park, you could get your food here, take it out, and go have a seat out there. If you are not in a swimsuit and you're like, I just want to go eat, you can actually go out to the left, and then there's food there as well. Now, if you are looking for a sit-down restaurant, this restaurant has pretty much everything you might want. So it has a bit of fajitas, enchiladas, full Mexican flavors, and they have tons of classic flavors, but they have put some twists on these flavors. So definitely go and take a look at the menu and see if it's something you're interested in. It was really vibrantly colored and very, very pretty. Now this one we're here, this was in between meal times, so that's why it was pretty quiet. I try to film in between so that we don't get as many guests in there. But there's a full bar again, and this is just outside of the water park. So again, if you're thinking about when we first went in and you saw those people at the entry desk, this is right to the right. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and move outdoors. So let me tell you kind of the high level about their outdoors. Just remember to double check when it is open. Typically it's Memorial Day through Labor Day, but I have seen at the Wisconsin Dells where they have extended, and not necessarily at the Kalahari, but some of the other outdoor pools and water parks have done where they've extended into fall. I think it was last year they did. The Wilderness actually had where they were open until almost October. So definitely check the website. Most of the hotels at the Wisconsin Dells, their outdoor water parks, it is such a different Memorial Day through Labor Day when you're outside. Although again, I'm going to tell you, check their website. Very much so a party moment. There was lots of very loud music playing, so that's why I'm doing kind of a voiceover so you can hear me better. But there are a lot of water slides and attractions. So, for example, they have the Sidewinders and the Screaming Hyena. These are designed with the ultimate daredevils in mind. Some of them have nearly vertical drops, twisting loops, splashdowns that leave your heart racing. So if you love adrenaline, they do have outdoor water rides for you. Now, if you're there with a family, don't feel left out by any means. They do have the Victoria Falls, the Rippling Rhino, those are inside, the Anaconda. They have raft rides that you can go and enjoy as well. So just know that both indoor outdoor has a lot of options for different groups, right? Over here you can see there's a basketball area, which all the kids love. It also has just a standard rectangle pool associated to it with a zero entry on the far end, which I absolutely love. Because sometimes it's not about, water slide, water slide, water slide. Sometimes it's about, we just want to relax and just be in a pool. The other thing to know is that all of the different pools that you can kind of swim in or hang out in, hot tubs, etc., they do have accessibility entry. So whether that be a zero entry pool or even the seat where you can sit in it and be lowered in. So just know that they do have that available, as well as a bunch of cabanas hidden all over the place, which I think is fun, right? It makes it fun. And I just want to tell a quick story here. So I was walking through, because you can see there is an outdoor lazy river. Literally right here, I was kind of doing a voiceover so I would know where to put different clips and how to kind of show you this water park and stuff. And this wife goes, "I think I've heard that voice before." And her husband said, "Well, you play it on the TV often enough when we're planning." And they both stopped me. We had about a 5 or 10 minute conversation. So it meant the world to me. It was so sweet. If you see me in the parks or you just want to say hi, don't be afraid to. I'm here. If I go to the Dells, stop and say hi. Disney World, etc. It's because of viewers like you that, I'm continuing to grow this channel. We are just about up to 50,000 subscribers. So please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. And then don't forget to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you with your questions. As we come around this side, you saw there was cornhole. There's a full bar. Tons and tons of water rides. So there is no end to all of this fun. You can see there is first aid should you need that. And that's kind of centrally located outside, so it's super easy. I'm going to share a couple of quick tips as we make our way around. Now, it's a little different when you are outside, right? So first thing I'm going to say to you is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I mean, I'm not your mom, but I'm encouraging you. Be sure to remember that, because it's easy to get caught up in the fact that you're hanging out in water, but it doesn't mean that you're drinking it. So just make sure to drink a lot of water. This is that zero entry that I was talking about on the back side. I love the fact that it has the ramp on there as well. I can tell you it's a lifesaver. I've seen a lot of people that need that, and it's available. There are days that I have needed it after hiking all over the Dells, or even I've had it at Disney World that I've kind of taken that ramp before. You can see these slides here. Again, they go super fast, so be ready for that. A lot of those are single rider as well. On the back side of the bar, there are a couple cabanas as well, which I love the outdoor cabanas. I think those just make it feel like I'm in Florida, even though I'm in Wisconsin. I can pretend, right? And out here, there's TV, they've got drinks, and this one was right by the bar. So it was really nice, like if you had to go get drinks or anything like that. Now, beyond that, I'm going to go ahead and show you another family raft ride. Love this one. You can actually see this one from the expressway. So every time we drive into the Wisconsin Dells, the kids see it and get super excited. Now, for those of you who may not know it, I am an artist as well. I draw, I paint, I sew, I do all of that creative stuff as well. And I do have to show you this. Now, there are some murals that they have around on the buildings just to make them a little more tropical. And I'm bummed because they're kind of hidden if you don't know where they are. So this octopus takes up one whole side of the area where you can go get first aid. Down at the bottom, I loved it. Look, it was like a shark, like Jaws, down in the deep. I'll show you a little bit closer. But it was so funny. Like, I came around the corner and I'm like, what? That's so cool. I am on the back side now of the outdoor water park, and this is the expressway. So this is literally the view. So just like when you are arriving into town and you say, oh, there's the Kalahari, we know that we're on our way to the Wisconsin Dells, they can see you from the water park too. So it's super cool. It was really fun to kind of hang there. Beautiful breeze, like if you weren't swimming. But you can see there's some fun tube rides. This blue and green one, those are super fast. I am going to warn you, again, more beautiful murals. Now, these are ones you can see from the road. I was going to tell you. So these green and blue ones, you can, they are super fast. And when you are cruising down there, you need to make sure that as someone who rides it, as soon as you're done with that ride, get out of there. Because they shoot those people out super fast. And I was so scared. I thought I was going to bump into somebody because they were still exiting. So just know that those rides, they are ticking along. All right, that purple, green, and yellow one, that is called the Smoke That Thunders. So this is the one I talked to you about a little bit. You can see you can have up to 4 people on there. I will tell you this ride is not for the faint of heart. It is a thrill seeker water ride. So you're going to see people out of there. They're going to pop out in just a second. It is a very steep down the hill there. So basically, they go on the ride. It sends you through a dark tube, around a funnel. There they go. And then plunging almost vertically down. And then as you come down, there's like a slide where you kind of go up, almost like a skateboarder. And you slide to the right, slide to the left, slide to the right, and then out. So please know that that ride is most definitely not a starter water ride for your kids. Work your way up to that one. Now, earlier in the video, we talked about that there are a ton of fun things happening all day. This is one of those things that we had marked on our phone and said, yep, we're going to come back here. Got super busy, forgot, and as I was coming around shooting the video, I was like, oh my gosh, they did this for about 25-30 minutes. It's foam. And the kids were I have never seen so many parents laughing with their children more than I've seen right here. So this was a hoot. People were getting just slammed in foam. It was like one of those foam nightclub parties, but outside with your kids and family. So if you want to do something, don't tell your kids. Go surprise them with this. They will. It was fun. It was really fun to watch them do this. So as we go ahead and wrap up our day here at the Kalahari Resort in the Wisconsin Dells, I just want to take a moment to say why this place is special. Yes, it's the thrill rides, the arcade lights, the incredible food, the water slides, the movie theater that's attached, the upgraded surprise room we ended up with. But it's more than that. Honestly, it is the laughter of the kids when they win that giant stuffed animal, or the smile on the face when they're racing down a water slides. Maybe it's even those little moments where you're sitting there hanging out eating pizza by the pool. The real truth is, our kids don't stay little forever. And the school days, the sports, the busy schedule, life gets full so fast. So I found that when we were at the Kalahari, we really found a moment to just pause and step away from the noise, to laugh together, to play together, and make the kind of memories your kids will talk about when they're grown. Honestly, that's what staying there is all about. It's not a room, it's not a ticket, it's a chance to reconnect as a family, a parent and kids. I promise you those memories are worth every second. And if you love this tour, I invite you to stick around with me here at Jessica Lynn Original Studios. On my channel, I explore family adventures across the U.S., right here from Wisconsin Dells to Disneyland, Disney World, and hopefully one day around the world. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, not just to follow along, but to join our community of families who believe in saying yes to adventure, yes to family time, and to making it all together, because honestly, that's what life's about. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody.